What's up, Fit Fam? It is Coach Rye from Team Flex. We're diving into another breakdown of a recent competition. We're looking at the MuscleContest Campinas, okay? So this is a international event, and we're going to look at the wellness division today and break down a little bit of the criteria, talk about some of the competitors, and one in particular that I think could be a big, dangerous threat to some of our top competitors, especially in the long term for the wellness division. So very exciting in this video, guys. You'll learn some stuff that you need to know if you want to compete in wellness, no matter what level, and that's what we do on this channel. So please make sure, if that's what you're into, you subscribe and check it out, okay? So again, MuscleContest International Campinas is what we're looking at here, and you know, this is an interesting event because there was pro bikini, but we're looking at NPC level wellness, amateur level wellness here. So there's going to be a wide variety of physiques here. You know, you're going to see everybody kind of meet that marker as far as you know, NPC level goes, and I think it's actually good to look at some NPC athletes on this channel for a change. You know, it's a bit more realistic for most people out there when we're looking at the top pros and everything all the time. You know, it can give you this false sense of what actually is going on stage, right? These are our NPC level wellness competitors, and at NPC events you see a wide variety of, you know, levels. Basically, some people, it could be their first competition. For some, it could be their fifth. For some, it could be their third. For some, somebody could be, you know, have won the overall somewhere and now trying to come compete again and eventually go get a pro card, right? So we're looking at the wellness division here for this event, and you know, wide variety in the physiques. You'll see some good markers as far as everything goes. Wellness, you know, very clearly disproportionate lower body dominance, so on and so forth. But this is a more realistic NPC look for all of you out there that are competing in the NPC, okay? Now I want to skip ahead here to the athlete that I mentioned. So right here is Eduarda Beezerra, okay? And you'll see coming out right away just a very different look for her. Super dominant look. Like, you know, it looks like in a lot of ways she really brought almost even like a pro, could be beginning pro type level to this event here, okay? And she actually did win the actual full overall here, so she was the overall wellness competitor winner. And I want to talk a bit about her because I think, you know, in some time she could be a threat to some of our top competitors in this division. So, you know, we look at this here, we got the good framework of the shoulder work here, you know, the shape that you need to have in wellness. We talk about this on this channel a lot, but I just want to reiterate for those of you that are new watching for the first time, you got to have a little bit of shape to the shoulders in wellness division. You know, obviously it's our lower body dominant division where judges are going to look really primarily down here for their scoring, but we do not want to leave, you know, the upper body untouched. It does factor into scoring. It's going to be a fact that you know, you want to make sure that your upper body's being addressed. You're still training it proportionately to make sure that, you know, your upper body muscles match, just like Eduarda's here do, right? Like, you'll see the bicep and the tricep, they kind of match the delts really well. She's still got that shape up top, and you do need that because that really enhances that tapered look right here, okay? Enhancers is a new word, by the way. I just use it, just invented it. Take it somewhere, put it in a book, okay? So it enhances that tapered look, and that is something that is really advantageous to you getting on stage. It makes a massive difference overall in your look, okay? So she's really got that right out the gate, but I want to focus the lower body where she's really got, you know, this kind of very dominant look. Like, she almost looks a bit like Francielli in how her physique is structured, right? She's got this tapered narrow waist, she's got the width up top, all these good markers judges want to see. Got a lot of glute development, a lot of glute shape here, and then this quad sweeping action that, you know, we want to see in this wellness division. So really awesome physique for her, especially for NPC level. Like, she needs to be going on to try to get a pro card. It's kind of surprising to me that she's not. Obviously, I don't really know her history much as a competitor or anything like that, but she needs to go get that done. And let's just look at this routine for a sec, because it's kind of interesting. Very quick movements through the poses, okay? So she's not really, you know, settling into the poses long, and that's something we've been talking about on this channel. Doesn't even really go into a full back pose in her routine, but, you know, this is a tactic a lot of athletes can use and I wouldn't suggest doing this. You obviously want to hit your front and your back in your routine in pretty much every instance, but in some of these international shows, things are a little different. You can get away with a little bit, of not showing as much because in comparisons you get to show, still the same. But look at this physique here on her. Eduarda, she's just got all the markers of a great wellness competitor. So that, again, in this pose, that quarter turn pose, we get even more of this tapered look, right? It's a lot more dramatic here. The abs look much flatter for her. It's looking really clean, clear, nice oblique lines, good structure here in the glute, good shape upper glute, good shape overall glute, quad dominance, everything. This is a very, top level NPC wellness look that could transition, I think, with good time, and who knows, I don't really know who her coach is or anything like that, but obviously with the right effort, the right time in the gym, the right coaching, could be, I think, a top contender to do damage in IFBB, right? Like, she has the markers to advance and be able to kind of go up and maybe, contest some of our tops like Issa and Francielli and things like that. Who knows, you guys? I think it's just fun to also talk about this, build up some other athletes for a while. You see a lot of bodybuilding channels out there that focus only on the men and they never talk about women's, competitions, women's bodybuilding. I think it's fun to look at this and say, all right, well, maybe that could happen, let's see what happens over time. Let's give some of these athletes credit they deserve for doing all this work. It's not only about the dudes, and that's really what we do on this channel, okay? So anyway, the rest of the lineup, she was very disproportionately dominant in this lineup, I believe, in my opinion. You look at this call out here, and again, we got a lot of good markers of different athletes. Like, this is what you guys will see at NPC level shows. If you go to them often, you can see a wide variety of what is actually there in physiques, because again, NPC athletes, they're in the beginning phases. Even if you're a very well seasoned NPC athlete, you're not in the pro league yet, you haven't got to that point. So you could be new, you could be figuring out, you could be trying new things. There's a lot of variables that can dictate how you bring a different kind of look, and so then we look at here, Eduarda, again, very dominant, quickly moved to the center. She's just kind of owning the whole class at that point. We didn't really get to see her back pose yet, so I want to address this, okay? And this is no doubt a huge factor for her winning. And again, why I was like, whoa, all right, she could be a true contender to climb the ranks in this sport and go somewhere to the point where, we might see something happen with some of our top athletes, okay? Great shape to the shoulders here. Good taper even in the back pose, which again, not always in wellness. We're going to see that a lot. Sometimes people are putting their hair way down, then they overdo it, the extensions or something. You're not getting as much back showing, things like that. Still, we can see a great taper here. It's there. Really what sends home the message, though, is this lower body dominance, the quad sweeping very dramatically from the back. Like, that's one of her areas to work on, by the way. I do want to say that too. She needs to work on her lower body muscle structure and shape. She needs to kind of get the quads to match the glutes and the hams a bit more. She's got really good glute structure, though. Upper glute is good. Overall glute fullness is good. Tie-in is good. All of this is markers, right? So she kind of just needs to work hamstrings, a little bit more glute, or even take down the quads just a tad. But in this lineup, clearly still very much the dominant wellness look, the dominant wellness competitor, and obviously judges agree, hence her winning this competition, the overall. So I don't know her plans in the future, from what I know, what I can see online, who knows, but probably will be attempting for a pro card, and it's a very exciting thing to see where, maybe you climb the ranks, you can go up and contest. I think it's good, though, to give a spotlight to athletes that are not only IFBB pros and not only our top IFBB pros that are doing the Arnolds and the Olympias and so on and so forth. So I'm going to be doing a lot more amateur content on here, you guys. We're going to be talking a lot more about, some of these amateur level shows, who's winning, who's not, what does that mean for you and criteria wise. If there's anything we learned today, right, it's that you want to have a really dominant structure for wellness when you show up, and also that you want to, work on those muscle groups to keep them in balance in the lower body too. It's not just about upper to to lower. You want the quads to match the glutes, to match the hamstrings, so on and so forth. So we will be doing more in-depth analyses of a lot of NPC competitions. Well, I'm trying to find athletes that I think are going to climb the ranks and, you know, see where they can go and really take it to that level. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking a lot about on this channel. So expect more of it. If there's specific competitions and things you guys want me to cover or topics you want me to dive more into, let me know and I will. I'd love to hear some of your suggestions, some of your ideas. And we're going to keep just rocking and rolling. But, you know, Eduarda Beezerra, you guys, go check her out, see what you think. I'm going to predict she's probably going to end up being a pretty big force in the wellness division at some point. Could be soon, could be some years down the road, but no doubt, seeing the markers, I think that she could really be, you know, possibly contending for a top spot in the future, all right? And I want to know what you guys think. Am I off my rocker over here? No way, you don't see it in her, you know, do you agree? And again, you guys, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Coach Rye is out.